Hey gang, welcome back to another episode. I'm Scott.
And I'm Big T.
And we are
the Nerd Treasure Chest.
Okay, today we're going to dig into Tatooine, I guess you would say.
Yeah. So we got inside the chest here.
Whoa! It is the Sand People.
Tusken Raiders, baby.
The Tusken Raider. So before we get too deep into this, do you know the reason why they're called Tusken Raiders versus Sand People and Sand People versus Tusken Raiders? Because a small band of these guys got together and did a raid on Fort Tusken.
Really?
That's why they're called.
Some information I didn't know.
So yeah, there actually was a raid, and that's why they become called the Tusken Raiders. That means only a small set of them were actually truly Tusken Raiders, but they became the wholesome name for the entire tribe. But Sand People is the more generic one we all grew up with until this figure came out. In fact, this is Return of the Jedi. So believe it or not, there might be a surprise here in just a couple seconds that this person actually wasn't called Tusken Raider to begin with. Oh, whoa. There's no... What's happening?
Let's see what's going on.
Oh, there's no way.
Look here. You know, the Tusken Raiders usually travel in single file to hide their numbers, but bam! There's two of them here.
There are two Tusken Raiders on the set, guys.
This is an Empire Strikes Back card, and of course, if you notice, this one says Sand People, not Tusken Raider.
Yeah. And actually, it's all melded together as one word where Sand People up here, as you can see as the card as it flies by, that it's not Space Out.
This is a 48 card back.
And this is the 47 card back. This is not the same figure, but we're showing you it's one off, which is very, very crazy that there's only one off cards. They did another whole reprint just for one figure, or for a set of figures.
And this has Forlom, which is one of the bounty hunters that Vader hired to go after Luke. He had the partnership with Zuckuss. And I don't know why he's not on the back of the other one, but he is on this one.
If you like trivia, Star Wars, just nerdy stuff, give us a like and subscribe.
Any type of like, comment, subscription really helps us promote the channel. Lets more people see it. Lets more people support.
This will push us out to other people that might also like this content and help us grow. Thank you so much. So it looks like these figures are completely identical. He has the standard Gaffy stick. And if you haven't seen the Book of Boba Fett, it shows you how they make the Gaffy stick.
A lot of people thought Book of Boba Fett kind of was a dud, but it does cover how he survived Return of the Jedi, and the Tusken Raiders do play a prominent role in that.
Yes.
So I do recommend, if you would like a little more history on the Tusken Raiders and Boba Fett and how he got to be where he is now, give that Disney Plus show
definitely a watch.
A watch.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to destroy it because they saw Boba Fett as this elite character, but actually showed Boba Fett as a more rational, reasoning person, and also it showed another version of the Sand People as a tribal band, instead of very crazy, chaotic, violent, which they were. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, when Luke first runs into them, they are a little more scavenging, violent. Of course, the famous scene where Luke says, there's one, I can see one now," and then the sand person gets up in front of him, takes a swing at him, raises their hand above the head, and goes, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." That's actually one take, and they ran it backwards because they weren't getting it right. If you didn't know that,
I did not know that.
Yeah, so in that scene where the Tusken Raider sand person is over Luke and they lift their staff up and down, that's actually just one motion up, and then they ran it in reverse and back forward to give you that effect.
Yeah, in fact, that's with C-3PO was in the background, right?
Yes.
They were actually searching for R2-D2.
Yes, when they were looking for R2-D2 before Ben Kenobi, also known as Obi-Wan, showed up and pretended to make the noise of a crate dragon, if I'm saying that right, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know, but that's good. I don't know.
And scared him off. Now, mind you, of course, that noise changes from the original New Hope to the special edition. But that's what Obi-Wan used to scare them off.
You know what? Just registered in my brain. I remember the original sound, and it did completely change. Yep. It was a really cool sound first, then it was like a oh.
Yeah, something like that.
If we can find the original audio, we'll put it in here so we can play it for you guys. Yep.
Also on the card backs, while Scott's version is a Return of the Jedi, mine is an Empire that I'm holding, and it has a send-off for Admiral Akbar from Revenge of the Jedi. So that's when they still had that name going in the early days of production on that movie. So you get an Empire Strikes Back card, and we were going to have Revenge of the Jedi. But revenge is not a Jedi trait.
Anakin Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him.
Then I will avenge his death.
Revenge is not the Jedi way.
I am no Jedi.
And we didn't have Return of the Sith, so it didn't work out.
They started doing these figure send-offs. You get Admiral Akbar. There was one for the Emperor. There was one for the Force Ghost Anakin Skywalker. I believe there was one for the Han or Luke with the removable helmet. Mm-hmm. And you had to buy 5 and then send off and then wait 6 to 8 weeks, which was forever as a kid.
Very, very long time.
Very long time.
Yep. So
when you sent off for this Admiral Akbar and thinking you were going to have it next week, you didn't have it next week. You know why?
It's a trap.
The value of these figures escalates per movie. So the first one, let's go backwards, Return of the Jedi, goes for about $125. Empire Strikes Back goes for about $350.
Yeah, like $350.
Yeah, $350. And then the Star Wars, which I don't have one, goes for anywhere from $525 plus. And obviously those prices can fluctuate. That's if someone really wants the card. Mom is actually impressed at the actual common character, Tusken Raider, on this one, especially being the Revenge of the Jedi, because you have to realize that there was only a certain amount of those cards made before they pulled them and put new stickers on the back of them to put back Return of the Jedi. So that might even be worth more than $350.
This might have a little bit higher price tag for having that Revenge of the Jedi.
Hey, and if you have a comment below about that, let me know how you price these.
Oh wait, this one you had to sit in 6 proof of purchases.
What is it normally, 5?
I think it's 5.
Oh wow.
Well, we're eventually going to get to one that shows you Anakin send off, and that I think that one says 5, but this one says 6.
Oh wow.
Man, 6 figures. I mean, you see the $268 price tag from Toys R Us. Remember, Toys R Us had the orange price tags on them. Little fun fact. That's how you knew it was a Toys R Us purchase.
His home world is obviously Tatooine. There is a theory out there that Sand People and the Jawas are actually related in their genetic family tree somewhere. We don't know. There's both sides of the story. Some people said, no, it's not right. Some people do. But you know what? If you know, you have any more information to share, send it down here. We didn't have time to research that in this video, but that'd be great to know anything you know about that.
Yeah, and there was a Jedi who left the Order, I think, and became a Sand person, a Tusken Raider leader. And this is another figure you wanted to have 3 or 4 of, you know, especially after Episode 2 came out, so that Anakin could, you know. And I just noticed this offer for the Admiral Akbar Revenge of the Jedi expired January 31st, 1983, 4 months before the movie came out. But it was 10 to 12 weeks for processing. Man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was, as a kid,
crazy. That
was just too much. And you didn't even have a ship to put Admiral Akbar in because they didn't make him that big. He was just there to stand around, I guess. And he had that wand. See, he had that wand? Absolutely. But we'll never dog on Admiral Akbar, who was done dirty in The Last Jedi, being killed that way. Spoiler alert, they kill Admiral Akbar in The Last Jedi.
They really?
Yeah, he's the one they blow the ship up and Leia goes out and there becomes Mary Poppins.
Just kidding, I do know.
Admiral Akbar was on the bridge. And enjoy these figures. This is awesome. So yeah, you wanted to have 3 or 4 Tusken Raiders for sure. So if you had a sand place out in your backyard or a sandbox, or maybe you're at the park, don't lose them in the sandbox. It was cool to have a couple of Tusken Raiders for Luke and Obi-Wan to fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how much did this one actually sell for? Do we have a sticker price on this?
Yes, this sticker price on this one is $2.68.
And the sticker price on this one is $2.59, and there's a difference of $200 in value. Well, because obviously it's the card back.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because you think about it, right?
And to be honest, you know, these prices could fluctuate at Toys R Us because of what part of the country you were in, when these figures were released. A whole host of things could have happened to affect that price point. So, like, I know you spent a little bit more at Toys R Us than you did at the local Mott's or something like that. So, 2 very cool figures here, 2 Tusken Raiders. We
want to play with them so bad, but they've got to stay in the package.
Got to go back again. Pretty much the same mold, and it was great for Kenner to continue to make these figures all the way up through the Return of the Jedi line, even though they didn't appear in Jedi or Empire. These are just figures you wanted to have a lot of, and again, they already had the mold made. So, do they have the same artwork? They do, yeah. So all they literally did was change this up here from Empire to Jedi and the back. But as always, we want to put them back safe and sound in the bottomless nerd treasure chest. I'll put that one back.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Big T. We are the Nerd Treasure Chest.
We are the Nerd Treasure. I like making that loud sound, sorry.
Bam, bam. Like and subscribe, people.
Like and subscribe. Sand people. If there's any out there, make a comment. Ah, the 48 card back. Very
where the figure that Scott's holding.
Look at that.
Well, the Scott is a 47 card back, correct?
Absolutely. Hey gang, welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Treasure Chest. I'm Scott.
And I'm Big T. And we are the Nerd Treasure Chest.
You messed it up this time. I messed it up. Actually, I started off wrong.
Welcome back to another episode. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. We are the Nerd Treasure Chest. Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Welcome to the Nerd Treasure Chest portal. Which path will you choose? The choice is yours.